I'm just like Oppenheimer, except I made a Clone High video. I have become critic, destroyer of cartoon animated.
Warning, nuking is now legal worldwide.
I walk into Balenci, make them wipe me down.
Where'd you move here from, dumb?
Hey, before we begin, follow L Twitter. The last one got banned because I posted Viper the Rapper. Follow L Instagram. I posted La Meme. Sub to La Patreon. I need money. And yeah, that's it. Oh, and I have a Threads now too. Hello everyone, it's your favorite overworked internet personality here, and welcome to Responding to Bad Comments number 5 million. Today's subject, Clone High. Now, as we all know, I did the Clone High video a couple weeks ago, and it's a massive hit, like holy shit it's blowing up, which I think is amazing, because I really did put a lot of effort into that video. But because it is an overwhelmingly negative video on a hyped show that is in fact animated, that really only means one thing: fucking morons in my comments section. Now, I kinda knew that my video would get a little bit of pushback in some way, because on the Twitter I got some pushback for some Clone High opinions. Mainly, I insulted the designs of the new characters, and people got mad at me over it. I even got ratioed, can you believe it? But joke's on them, because I'm the victim! I'm the one who got attacked for my opinion on cartoons! All jokes aside though, I have had run-ins with some Clone High defenders. And this was all before the video, by the way. I'm not too bitter over it, because, you know, who's the one fucking laughing right now? And furthermore, to be honest, the goofy, silly Twitter drama did incentivize me to make the best video possible. And you know what? I think I succeeded. It's easily one of my favorite videos I've ever done, even though it was mentally draining. But no matter how good or bad the video would eventually be, I knew that no matter what happened, there was going to be people that are mad at the fact that I called the show garbage, even though this could have been easily remedied by making a good television show. Now, once again, if you like the new Clone High, it's whatever, I don't care. I'm glad you saw something that I just didn't see. But some of these people in the comments, man, they are... oh my god, they are schizophrenic. Now, there are some people who did actually bring up things that I missed, and we'll go over that just because I feel like it's worth going over. But we will also be going over just some really insane people. Some of these comments are like alpha and omega levels of bad, dude. It's awful. Some of it worse than I could ever anticipate. Like, bro, are you guys, like, okay? Is the Clone High community alright? Anyways, enough stalling. Here's the Clone High comments video. So, let's begin. Now, this first comment is actually a pretty decent comment, because it is something that I did miss in the original video, and I want to get that out of the way first. So here it is. Kind of a missed opportunity that you didn't talk about the episode for your consideration, because I thought that episode was the best in the whole of season 2 next to the finale. Side note, I personally hated the finale. For anyone who happens to be watching, I think there are some actual good episodes in this season, though very few, that you should watch if you want. All the episodes that were discussed in this video do suck though, lol. I'm gonna add on to this and say that not only did I not bring up for your consideration, but I also didn't bring up Scudworth or that Candide character. To be fair though, I really didn't care for any of it anyways, and it wouldn't have added too much to the video. And look, I'm gonna be honest, that video was so hard to make. By the time I was done just recording everything I wanted to say, I both forgot about things that I maybe wanted to add or should have added, but most importantly, I wanted to focus on what I had marked down and recorded and everything. I didn't want to go back and, you know, record a whole new section and all that. I think at the time the video was about like 49 minutes in total, and I cut it down to like 42 minutes. The video was taking way too long as well. It was behind schedule. It took 2 weeks to make. So while yes, it is a missed opportunity, I do think it's a good reason that I didn't include it, because it probably wouldn't have added a whole lot, to be honest with you. TLDR, I think the Scudworth plotline is one of the quote-unquote better arcs of the show, but his romance with Candide feels repetitive in a show full of just shipping fodder, and I overall didn't really feel anything strongly or negatively about his antics. It was romantically repetitive at worst and pretty dull and boring at best, in my opinion. I wish I'd mentioned how stupid of a fucking name Operation Spread Eagle is. Guys, it's a sex joke. Do you get it? And as for the For Your Consideration episode, the episode that explains why Mr. Butlertron calls everyone Wesley. On the one hand, the animation actually looks good in this episode, and they actually tried with this one, it seems like. They have these different animation styles, and it looks really cool. But at the same time, it genuinely ruins Mr. Butlertron, in my opinion, because the Wesley joke was funnier when it didn't have a backstory, and when it wasn't constantly pointed out. Overall, it is the best episode, but I still didn't really care for it. It's the only episode that I mildly tolerate tolerate it, I guess. Everything else was just, no thank you. Get me out of this shit. Anyways, let's get into some more comments. Cool, I do not care. Just gonna get those ones out of the way real quick. If you didn't care, why'd you click on the video and type out a comment? You know, I might respect you a little bit more if you say you did care or something. You could be mad at me over Clone High, just don't fucking lie to me, dude. Transphobic and a homophobic game in the background. Opinion invalid. Okay, so at first I just didn't know what game they were talking about. At first I thought they were talking about Cruelty Squad. Like, it makes no sense, but it is the edgy 4chan game, so I mean... So I fucked around with them. I didn't know Silent Hill 2 is transphobic. And they responded with Persona 4. Now, this shit's actually kind of insanely disingenuous. Now, I don't mean to speak on behalf of anyone whatsoever. And if I'm just talking out of my ass, please, one of my fans who is from the LGBTQ+ community, feel free to add on to the discussion, give me some info that I don't know about, that'd be wonderful. But I really don't think it's okay to accuse someone of a homophobia and transphobia when you're accusing them by pointing out they have 7 seconds of Gaussian blurred gameplay, all of it unacknowledged and with other screenshots in front of it. You can't even tell it's Persona 4. You don't even know if I like Persona 4. And to be honest, I'm not even like that far in the game yet. To be honest, I didn't even beat Persona 4 yet, so the final boss could be a quartering video and I wouldn't know. I'm really not that far in the game. I keep restarting my playthrough over and over again. It wasn't until literally this comment when I found out there's like a controversy over it, I think. Is this person just stupid and or media illiterate or something? Can someone like fill me in here? I ended up contacting a lot of my trans friends for this segment actually, and pretty much all of them gave me a collective groan. So I'm gonna assume this person's just very media illiterate. I don't know. I have no idea. But I think this person needs to realize that just this behavior is very harmful to the community they're trying to protect. Like, whenever I see anything like this, I feel bad for my trans friends because this shit makes them look awful, dude. Because, like, this person is accusing me of shit over a game that I barely even played through. And obviously, I don't know this person. I don't want to assume things. But look, and I hate to get political here, but this is my point. If your main concern for LGBTQ+ people is that someone has 7 seconds of a Persona game, a world-famous RPG video game in the background of a YouTube video, and not shit like actual legislation fucking these people over, then you obviously show a massive lack of maturity, and don't take the actual struggles of these people nearly as seriously as you should. There's a friend of mine, she's trans, she had to move states over the fears that her state would block her fucking health care. So if your main concern is that someone has 7 seconds of Gaussian blurred Persona 4 footage in a video that's a dumb, goofy-ass Clone High review, you need to rethink where your priorities are, man, like for real. The trans people already get harassed and called sensitive every day, and all you're doing is enabling that. Why not go and vote for legislation that'll help them? Or maybe just find some friends and care about them. I have friends in the community that have genuinely changed my life because they were there for me, and I've been there for them. That's basic fucking humanity. That shows you care about these people as human beings, because they are human beings. Just do something that isn't whining about Persona 4 semantics in a YouTube comment section. Get real, dude. Anyways, here are some comments that actually have to do with Clone High now. Yay! I didn't like it either, but MGS fans try not to be corny challenge. Okay, maybe the next one will be about Clone High. I mean, you know, fuck me for wanting to reference a video game franchise for comedic effect.
No, you're corny. You're corny.
Damn, mate, I was considering playing the Metal Gear series, but considering the contest that you gave me about MGS3, it looks like a pro-Soviet anti-American. Oh, fuck me. I hope this guy didn't see Oppenheimer this weekend. Jesus Christ. What a fucking moron. Calm down with the Cruelty Squad memes. They lose value every time they're used. Pyro already hit the community hard.
Go outside!
I don't know, I liked it fine. It wasn't a masterpiece, but it was fine. Reboot doesn't need to be in quotes. It's a reboot even if you didn't feel it lived up to the original. Oh my fucking god, a Clone High comment on a Clone High video. I can't believe it. But, the reason Reboot is in quotes in my video title isn't because I don't think it's actually a reboot. Well, I mean, I do, but, like, it's not an insult towards it. It's because it literally isn't really a reboot. It is a continuation of Clone High, therefore it's not a reboot. That would make it Clone High Season 2. But except it is a reboot because it is a separate show technically. And the next season of Clone High Season 2 is called Clone High Season 2, meaning this Clone High was Season 1, but not that Season 1. You see, it's kind of a mess. I will say the show is a soft reboot and or more of a revival, but that's not as cool as reboot in a YouTube title now, is it? Plus, a soft reboot is already a reboot, so therefore it is a reboot. In quotation marks. People don't really know what the the new clones are from different generations. So of course they are going to be different from the original, and they said it takes place on a different year than season 1. Yeah, I can watch the show where they reference a million times it takes place in 2023. Also, the designs and characters are still fucking dog shit. The problem isn't they're from the modern generation. The problem isn't even they're different. The problem is they're just really fucking awfully written, dude. What, did 20 years pass by and suddenly good writing died? Once again, I'm not mad that it's different. I'm mad that it's dog shit. This guy straight up tweeted at me for no reason. We're going beyond the YouTube comments, boys. Okay, we get it. The Clone High reboot is the worst thing in existence, and the people who like it are worse than Doug Walker. What did Doug Walker do? Oh, boo-hoo. Really grow up. You're taking this stupid-ass reboot way too seriously. People are allowed to like it. Oh no, guys, he's breaking out the periods. He's serious now. By the way, I did say in the video you're allowed to like the Clone High reboot. Here's evidence of that, by the way. Look, obviously, if you enjoyed the show, I'm really happy you saw something that I didn't see. Imagine not watching the video. It couldn't be me. Wow, it took a solid 2 minutes before you even started the video. I just don't understand YouTubers who make 40-minute videos, but still do absolutely terrible intro skits. I don't get YouTube commenters who don't do proofreading, personally. Like, it's clearly not for ad revenue, since that was established with the other 38 minutes. Bro's doing math here. No, this person actively edited 2 minutes of completely irrelevant clips of Metal Gear for no reason. I think the real issue I'm having is that you are actively shooting yourself in the foot with any point you're trying to make, because I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting for a single point to be made, but I'm watching a random clip from Metal Gear. Man, bro's really on about something you can easily skip. Oh my god, I'm so sorry I wasted a whole 2 minutes of your life. I hope you can recover. I'm going to try and watch the whole video, but it's hard since I'm having to take a moment to scrub the sheer pointlessness out of my brain. My guy is gonna start fucking panicking when it actually does come back up later in the video. And I literally say there was a point to the intro skit the whole time. You know what it's like? It's like Metal Gear Solid 3. Yeah, that intro wasn't just for show. Some of you guys need to watch the fucking video first, dude. Holy shit. OMFG, the first season isn't funny either. Stop calling it funny. You say this like the original show didn't accumulate a massive cult following for its humor. Holy shit, guys. I can't believe a video called The Clone High Reboot Ruined Everything includes an opinion where the person making the video thinks the original show is funny. It's almost like that's the entire point. Not gonna lie, I feel like there are plenty of moments in the original where the gore was the joke. Like the one dude getting killed by a litter, or how Abe kept getting mutilated by the knife, fork, spoon invention thing. Nah, I still disagree with this. They still form scenarios and jokes around the gore. Like the litter thing, the joke itself is the guy getting mutilated by small little litter things, which I interpreted as a joke about how people often over-exaggerate the problems of litter. And furthermore, that scene is literally the setup for the entire rest of the episode. So again, the joke goes beyond just character dies and it's gory and bloody. And as for the Fnork episode, I didn't interpret that as the gore being the joke either. I thought the funny part was that the invention fucking sucked, and they have to sell this shitty, life-endangering thing to people now. Again, the gore is being used to add on to the humor, but the gore isn't just the humor. Get what I mean? I was actually going to include the Fnork episode as an example of this originally, but then I forgot. Whoops. Here's the next comment. Oh, fucking god, it's a goddamn paragraph. Okay, Dumbsville, tell us what would you do with every character to make a season 2 that takes place as the next grade? I'd make it funny first. Do you also think Cowboy Bebop Netflix sequel was garbage? I don't know what that has to do with literally anything. What does the live-action Cowboy Bebop have to do with Clone High? What do they have in common? I've seen one episode of the new Clone High. It seems like Clone High. Well, there's problem number 1. You barely even watched the damn fucking thing. Abe has always been a selfish asshole who pushed aside Joan for Cleo at the drop of a hat. And there you go. You didn't watch my video because I bring this up in my video. Again, I hate this rewriting of Abe as a character. Oh my god, I can't believe Abe didn't force himself to like Joan of Arc. And I can't believe he didn't see the signs, even though that's a kinda common for people to do. Abe was not a selfish person. He was just inept. I've mentioned this before and I won't make a big deal out of it. I have autism, so I related into Abe not getting Joan's advances because that really is how it'd be for some people. And obviously I don't think Abe is autistic or autistic coded or anything, and I certainly don't think the writers are ableist or anything. But this rewriting of Abe makes me feel bad because this really is how it do be. And like the fake fictional character of Abe, none of us are being dicks or anything. We just have trouble reading the room. And taking that character and viewing him as a selfish dickhead just shows how out of touch both the writers and the actual fans of Clone High really are. Like, it's just legitimately impossible for people to realize that people like Abe who mean well, but are socially inept and don't have the best choices in women, and don't immediately get when a woman hits on them, really do exist. And it's obviously not to mention the actual arguments I make in my video, which I won't even go over. You can watch that shit. A decent amount of people also thought Gandhi was an asshole. No, they didn't. What? What is Blood waffling on about? And those plot points you glossed over about JFK and Joan. Yeah. It's not like there were any actual touching moments in the original show between them, right? You mean the one interaction in the last episode that lasts like 5 seconds? The arc and conversation itself isn't even carried over into the next season. What is Blood waffling on about? No, it must be bad that Joan isn't yet again bending over backwards for Abe. To completely ignore her because it's not like that trope wasn't done to death. Note how I didn't say anything like this at all in my video. Bro has effectively turned me into a shampoo bottle he can argue with in the shower. Oh, they had all these famous and influential people that they mocked. Right, like JFK, Gandhi, Joan of Arc, Cleopatra, Genghis Khan, Abe Lincoln. I don't understand what you're complaining about because that is Clone High. That's the entire point widowy of Clone High, to put a bunch of those characters into a lab rat high school and see what happens. That's literally it. So to complain about them doing the very thing the show is based on in the first place, the very reason people love the show in the first place, that mix of chaos and comedy. I'm gonna pause right here. Notice how I didn't say anything like this in the original video whatsoever. There is literally a point in the video where I argue that the characters don't resemble their historical figures enough. One of my complaints was that the show took out the fact that the characters in the old show tackled with the fact that they were actually clones, making the new show less interesting because the characters don't feel like clones anymore. This person is literally just making up arguments, and he's so confident in it too, but like, I didn't say any of this shit in my original video at all. All I hear is someone who is angry with the world. Aw, damn, you really got me now. Yeah, the reason I don't like Clone High is just because I'm angry with the world. Here's hoping goddamn Cinderella and Captain America can save me before it's too fucking late. Oh no, they made Confucius and a trans person added to the cast. So why is that an issue again? About that. There are no trans characters in the new Clone High cast. I said the characters look like transphobic Wojak memes, which is an insult to the characters and transphobic Wojak memes. If anything, if I did make any argument towards characters being trans in Clone High, the argument was that the characters feel very tokenized. Like, these characters feel like progressive stereotypes, like the token ones. And I'm arguing for the writers to go back to the writer's room and write better characters under these, like, structures. My argument never ever was against the inclusion of trans characters or any minorities in the new Clone High. In fact, I think it'd be really cool to have more characters like that and to explore that too. But the issue is that these characters just straight up suck. Is this the kind of rep you're really okay with? Just straight up mediocrity? I would like actually good characters who feel real, thank you very much. I'm literally arguing for better representation, not the removal of it. Stop misinterpreting my arguments. It really shouldn't matter who joins for one. It's the second year of their high school. There is no notion to have to do anything the same way, and two, they could have picked anybody. So I don't get why it's such an issue that you're complaining they decided to add an Asian and trans person to the cast. Again, I didn't complain about any of this. Because for one thing, there are no trans characters in the new Clone High cast. What, did you think like Frida Kahlo was trans or something? My face when Frida Kahlo wasn't trans. And again, my argument wasn't against Asian people. Where the fuck are you getting this from? Is it because you didn't think I thought Confucius represented Confucius enough? The only thing that has to do with Asian people is that Confucius was Asian, and that's literally it. Which again, was not my argument at all. My argument was that he's just a bad character. What does him being Asian have anything to do with anything? If it makes you feel any better, I do think he should be Asian because he's fucking Confucius. I would hope he's Asian. What do you think my argument was? That I wanted Ryan Gosling to play him? The show is entirely based on the current meme and internet culture, so why are you surprised or mad when things in that you don't personally like are reflected? I'm going to have to see more of the series, but no, I don't get any of your criticisms. All you did was make up ones that I didn't even make for like a whole paragraph. What are you waffling on about? And look, I really don't doubt that there are people in my comments that are like, oh, this show is woke, it's bad because it's progressive and woke, it's bad for those reasons. And truth be told, those people have no fucking clue what they're talking about at all. But please don't fucking lump me in with that shit, especially when my arguments are for better representation in media. I didn't spend 2 weeks on a video just so you could make up arguments against me, bro. I actually did respond to this guy saying that he misrepresented me entirely and he was gonna be in this video, and this was his response. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not reading all of this. Genuinely unhinged, holy shit. Next comment. Lol, Gen Z doesn't like the show that's making fun of them. Well, for one thing, in order to make fun of something, you have to not spend a good amount of time glorifying it and having all the old characters call that shit cool. Believe it or not, JFK praising TikTok isn't making fun of TikTok. It's pandering to people who just know what TikTok is. And for another thing, you also have to make your jokes funny, which simply put, the jokes in Clone High Season 2 aren't funny. You're clearly just saying this to invalidate my opinion because I'm Gen Z, I guess. But you don't actually watch what I actually say in the video once again. This guy wrote 2 comments. Let's go for the bottom one first. You are wrong. Clone High Season 2 is actually good, and people just pretend it is bad because it's new or nostalgia. Yeah, guys, it's always just pretending. We have ulterior motives. I literally go out of my way in the video to try and prove that I don't have ulterior motives or anything. I don't even know why I bother at this point. Fuck me, bro. All of the characters are funny, and Joan being the protagonist was a good move, since Abe was always annoying. Again, you can rewind this video, you can watch the original video to understand why the Clone High fanbase's rewriting of Abe is completely fucking wrong. I love media illiterate people, yes! Also, Joan isn't the protagonist either. Although to be fair, the new show is so unfocused, you don't know who the protagonist is. Y'all need to go stop acting like season 1 was that good. The ships are better in this new season. The fuck they are, the romance is fucking terrible. If you can even call it that. I've seen pornography with better engaging couples than the new Clone High. The humor is as fun or better than the original, and the new characters like Confucius are better than the old ones because they're better friends to the originals than they ever were. You're wrong. And that's the problem, they're fucking boring. Believe it or not, you can in fact write characters that are too nice. Literally, all this is covered in my video. You know, if you actually watch the video, maybe you'd find actual arguments to make. Clone High was always about the characters and the love interest. People seem to forget that or haven't watched the original show then. No it wasn't. It made fun of all of that. There's also a lot of gore too, like the Nork episode. Oh, what a coincidence. We just talked about this. Rewind the video. This really isn't the gotcha you think it is, bro. People just hate to hate, and you're one of them too. But don't worry, since Clone High Season 2 is being loved by the fandom, and your opinions doesn't matter to anybody, not even the creators. Emoji. Well, judging the fact that the sentiments are shared by a lot of people and I'm getting a lot of views on this video, you know, maybe I'm at least onto something. Hey, instead of just saying the jokes in season 1 were funny, the ones in the reboot aren't, and not actually explaining why, maybe actually give reasoning? Like, you literally said Jack Black listing off a bunch of terms for marijuana was funny and left it at that? How? How is it funny? If it was in season 2, I bet all of my money that you think it wasn't funny at all. And this is really funny because in this scene, I do explain why. I was hoping you would be smart enough to get the joke on your own. The joke literally is he's listing off different names for a simple gateway drug. And they're all the same drug too. That's the joke. You see, I'm sorry I didn't go in depth on what the punchline was because I assumed you weren't a lobotomite. You need every goddamn joke explained to you? Do you go to the comedy club like a fucking a high school student, raising your hand going, Mr. Teacher, what's the punchline? Tell me the punchline. This guy sounds like a loser. You see, you say that, but the numbers really don't lie here. My God, you're fucking miserable. Yeah, well, oh shit, you got a point actually. And that was a 23-minute video on Clone High fans shitting on me. These people are fucking unhinged. I'm going to bed. Good night.
Fuck you in the lane you came with. Me and you ain't on the same shit. You ain't in my lane, bitch, nah. Throw that shit in fifth, rollie on my wrist. Ay, baby, you a star, I'm my only wish. I'm counting blue hundreds, I'm too money. Ay, and my little bitch, she too lovely. Yeah, hanging up and calling me right back. Ay, baby, why you calling me like that? Yeah, getting high with the seat, lay back. Baby, gon' relax, yeah. Hey, they don't know the half, yeah. No matter what happened, that's the facts, yeah. Yeah, we can fight, but the feeling's gone. I try to find the words, but they never come. I can still see you on the lawn, hey, laying outside in the summer sun. Yeah, we can fight, but the feeling's gone. I try to find the words, but they never come. I can still see you on the lawn, hey, laying outside in the summer sun. Hey, I'm with a dark-skinned girl on a Sunday, that's that Black Sabbath. She put them ones all down on a Hyundai, and she had to have it. Baby, that's the facts, yeah, that's the facts, yeah.